Hi guys, today I'm gonna brief you about my IIM SAP interview experience, and before that I just wanna talk about what exactly is IIM SAP. So SAP stands for Supplementary Admission Procedure. This year it was organized by IIM Bodh Gaya. So before coming to what is Supplementary Admission Procedure SAP, I'm gonna talk about CAP. CAP is a common admission procedure. So around 9 IIMs organize something called Common Admission Procedure. This year it was headed by IIM Udaipur. So it has like the CAP round had IIM Udaipur, IIM Tirchi, IIM Ranchi, and other IIMs in it. So the the cutoff for common admission procedure. So it was overall, I think it was around 92 to 93 percentile, and sectional cutoff was 70 percentile. So this was the cutoff for CAP, Common Admission Procedure, which is the shortlisting process of 9 new IIMs. And again, out of these 9 new IIMs, there are 2 IIMs, with namely IIM Jammu and IIM Bodh Gaya. So these guys organize something called SAP, Supplementary Admission Procedure, in addition to their original CAP round. Why do they do this? So the exact reason is a lot of CAP rounds, when people get admitted to a particular college, let's say they get admitted to IIM Jammu or IIM Bodh Gaya, let's say. So there is a high possibility that most of the students they go to other private universities or B school, because these two IIMs are the newer IIMs, which will obviously be a very good university 10 years down the line, but they are now growing now. So IIM Bodh Gaya and IIM Jammu want to fill their seats, so they organize something called SAP, Supplementary Admission Procedure. So the cutoff for SAP is generally lower than CAP. So I think this year the CAP cutoff was 93 percentile overall for CAP, and for SAP it was 90 percentile overall. So let's say if you are in the bracket of 90 to 93, you will not be called for CAP, but you will be called for SAP. And the sectional cutoff was lesser. It wasn't 7. It was 65 percentile. However, for CAP it was 70 percentile. I'll tell you my personal example. So I got 97 percentile in my CAT 2022, and my sectionals was in verbal I got 99 percentile, DILR I got 95 percentile, and quants I got 66 percentile. So hence I didn't get any CAP calls or any calls from the top IIMs except IIM Rohtak. So, but I got a call from SAP because the sectional cutoff was 65 percentile. So this is just a brief about how the SAP process works, and I'll come to how my interview went. So I just received the interview date and time 10 days before the interview, saying that I have to attend the interview on the specified date and time. And before the interview, you will get a mail saying that you are shortlisted for SAP round, and you have to fill a basic information form asking about your personal details, 10th, 12th scores, and those sort of things. So after that you will get an interview call, and they should at the appointed date and time. I was able to join that Zoom link. And I was allotted the afternoon session, and the afternoon session was from 1:30 to 6, 1:30 p.m. to 6, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And we were all given our sequence number, and I had to wait for an hour before joining in. And there were two faculties. One lady, she was around mid 40s, and there was one gentleman who was around the same age. So the interview started with mostly asking about myself. Like they just asked me to give a brief introduction about myself, and post that it was about how your work experience is, like where did you work, and they asked me just to give a brief about my work experience. And post that they were asking me whom I was dealing with in my workplace, and were there any generic items which were the major issues which were propping up in my workplace, and how I as a person was able to deal with it, and a few other specifics about my work experience. Like let's say I worked in mergers and acquisitions, so they just wanted to have an understanding about the life cycle of a company which is going into a merger, and are there any common problems which come in an acquisition, and how I was able to deal with that particular problem, and how was my interaction with my seniors and my peers, and how did I communicate with them. So this was regarding one panelist, and the second panelist was fully focusing on general knowledge questions. So I'll just give you a couple of questions so that you will have an idea about how it works. So he asked me about this like the seven sister states which is in northeastern India, and he asked me about a brief about the executive judicial functions, and he was asking me about the recent election which happened in some states, and also the by-election which happened in Tamil Nadu, the state which I was in. So he just wanted to know whether I was just thorough with the current affairs which are happening, and he was asking something in the lines of the finance minister, and regarding some questions on the ACAD side, like I did my CA, so he wanted to know who was the finance minister was, and who is the minister of corporate affairs, and those sort of things. And overall, the panelists were really chill, and they weren't grilling me, and it was a very good interview, I would like to say, and that's how the interview went. So this is how the supplementary admission process works, and if you feel the video is useful, you can share it with your friends, because I feel like I didn't know what SAP was before until recently. So I think it will help a lot of peers who got in the range of 90 to 93%. So yeah, thank you guys.